Good day, folks. Welcome to Ken's Hobbies. My name is Ken Lind, and this being the first video of the year of 2026, Happy New Year to all of you. Before I get started with what I'm about to show, I'm going to bring you a little update what happened here in my shop when I was in the hospital. And I asked a friend of mine and my son to, first of all, I gave him two things that I requested while I was in the hospital. Number one was to get my car in the garage, and number two was to get my computer from my man cave into the house. When I came out and I became able to get on my feet again, and I came in the shop, what a disaster. I just about cried. I'm going to show you what I was left with and now what I have to deal with. So sometimes it doesn't pay to ask favors. First of all, that was my bed. Most 90% of that stuff is my son's. Number two, the computer was sitting there. Look at the mess they made of my table. I had two of these tubes. And when I looked up the price of this particular tube, which is a 4-pin, it's an old tube, I found the price. If I remember right, this was a 2A3. Let me just confirm that. Yeah, 2A3 tube. I looked that number up and found that tube is worth $240 if you want to replace it. I had that specifically set aside. I found it on the floor. I got a box of old tubes here, many old ones here. So if you're looking for a tube for a radio or an amp, give me a shout. I could just so happen I might have one. I tend to sell these at half price to what a new one goes. Then a pile of stuff was put here, and I had to open this pathway up to get to my bench. Balls put there, and look at this, batteries and everything put on my bench. I told my son that anything there, I had to put it in the shed that I had built, the newest one. Nope, where did he put it? All blocking, making it harder for me to work on. Over to the garage, well, yeah, they did open it up, but look where a headboard was shoved. And they expect me to get that down by myself? I don't think so. So I have to redo this section, especially in the front, because I know that's not far enough, because the front of my car, when I bring it in, is equivalent to this peak of this lathe. That heater was out of commission and put up vertical, so no heat came from it. Biggest thing that happened, my compressor. If you recall the last few videos, I started rebuilding the compressor, and I pointed out reason why I started to rebuild. Well, my neighbor told me that one day he heard this god-awful noise coming from my compressor in the shop. So he came in and turned the power off. And it's a good thing he did. As you can see, there is what is left. There is the piston and the rod out of it. As you can see, it literally blew up. So now it even puts me more demand to relocate and get that compressor I started to rebuild done. I have an issue here. If anybody knows how you can get this eccentric piece off for the crank, let me know. I have tried. Didn't sell many of this, but I have tried 3 methods to get this off. I thought at first there'd be a bolt in here at the end. That not to be. I took my 2-jaw puller here. Tried pulling it off. Failed. Because it kept flipping there. So I got my wheel axle bearing there and tried again. Still failed. I tried putting heat to it. Doesn't budge. So I am open for ideas on that. And speaking of compressors, I'm feeling better now, so this is why I decided today, well, I better get started in getting this compressor I started here back together. It's going to take me a bit here to get my camera set here. Oh boy. To get around doing anything now, I gotta move so much stuff here. Oh, that was another thing. All these bottles here that I saved the neighbor brings over, and the wife brings some work. I generally put them in the van to take in. When that garage was cleaned out, all the 4-tire wheels that I had, studded tires, were put back in the van. And I told the person that the tires go in the long shed in the back. So I'm right back to square one on that. And now I got a problem here with my drawers. Came off track here, and I got this problem now to get them out of here, especially the top one. I gotta come up with some kind of a plan how in the devil I'm going to get that done. So anyway, let's get to this compressor. We've got to get a compressor put together because we can't do anything without a compressor. So now the question is, where's my winds? Well, this looks like it. Yep. Okay. Don't want any grit there. How in the heck did any grit get in here? Where's that rag? I just had it in my hand. Okay. We'll do it this way. We'll start with the crankshaft. We got 2 bearings on the top here, so we can get our winds. And we're going to put some well, here, run it the wrong way. The seal rubs in, so it's got a layer. one bearing. Now the other bearing. Oh, I forgot to check if the camera's picking that up or not. Let's see if we can see here. Because it's behind me, the best way to do it is grab a screwdriver and point where it's pointing. And it should be just a bit more down by the looks of it and over. Let's try that again. That looks better, so just to refresh, put winds on the bearing here, front and rear, and we're ready to put the crank in. So we'll begin with putting the crank in. Okay, crank is in position. Now, all the stuff I gotta move. We're doing anything now along here. It's almost ridiculous. Okay. We have two gaskets here at the end here. Make sure they're clean, no dust. They did not tear, so we can reuse them, which is good news. Just carefully wipe these so any dust or oil is off of them. I don't know why there's two, but there was two when it came apart, so there'll be two and going back together. But to make sure we get a good seal on them, here we go again. Well, I can't find my aluminum paint. I guess I must be all out of it. So I want to get a flare. Just use black, seeing that they are black already. Put it. Where'd I put the cap? Right there. Okay, so we'll grab our end piece here. Same thing, wipe any dust that's managed to settle on here while it's absent. Let's take one of these gaskets. And you can see they only go one way because we got certain holes here which tend to be breather holes. Okay, that's one. Number two. Now we can put this on. There we go. This goes a certain way. Certain way that this goes on. And I'm trying to remember how. There we are. Let's crank has to be in the exact spot here because it's the oil pump at the back that this drives, which I believe is to be the oil pump, so that dropped in place. 4 bolts in here, bolt it down. Okay, now make sure that this turns. That it does. Wipe these journals before I forget. Okay. Now, where'd they put my cylinder wall? I gotta find it now. Oh boy. Uh-oh. We think we got a problem. Is this it? That looks like it. Okay. We found it. Now to put together, which way did it go? That's our first method. Okay. That matches that way. Okay, I see. Okay. We had a gasket here, and we have to look for indications. Okay, I see. We have a gasket to make. Rather than making one, where is my silicone? I have my doubts you can get replacement gaskets, so any gaskets would have to make them. Let's see how thick that material is. Okay, that could be a bit of a problem. How to make your own gasket? Let's have a look. One of these. That'll work. Okay. I don't need to worry about buying headlights for my Crown Vic. That's big enough, yep. Okay. Let's find where my hammer is now. Well, I can't find my small hammer, but so we'll just have to use what I got here. But you tap along the edges here to get your line. Okay, when I turn this over, we see that we got a good line here already. And we know we can cut that straight off there, so we just take and we'll just leave that till I'm ready for it. But I have another device here before we go too much farther. This is called a hole punch. So we're gonna find a holes here. This looks bigger than what they are. Here they are, a little bit bigger, all right. Just a bit on the big side, but yeah, it'll work. Great. Okay. Now to help assist here, I'm going to do this. Okay, now let's finish it off. Okay. Okay, one gasket made. And we'll just take it off here. We'll finish it off. Finding where we need our knife in. Oh, we gotta remember that spot there. Oh shit, the rope ripped it in two spots. Well, that's the way we can get around it. Well, if I've done better in the past, but I'm so short of material. There is ways of doctoring this up, which is what we're going to have to do here. So try to remember which bolts came from where. These should be the ones with the lock washer. 2, 3, 4, 5, we need one more. It should be, and there it is, 6. Okay, we have all 6. Okay, those are 7/16 threads. There's 2 methods you can use. One is silicone and the other is paint. Okay. Should be able to get some paint out of here. Don't want to spray paint here. That is for the car. That has been thinned down. That one's no good. Not what we got to do here. So we'll just cap that up again. Let's have a look at the other can. Is this the same? Oh, this is pretty well history, this one. Yeah, that's pretty well history. But we might be able to get what we're after enough here. So we can get in the we might basically after it to get in where the joints are. Little pieces like that can make the difference. Okay, we gotta clean this. Okay, we're done with the hole punch here. Can't find my sawmill blade, so I'll just use this. Yeah, sticky fingers. Yeah, I wished I could find my silicone. Oh, I have a brand new tube, but where it is a question mark. That's why I'm using method number 2. The idea is you want to compress it when you squeeze it all together. Okay, now the trick is to get it straight down. And both sides are the same, so I guess it doesn't matter which way is there. You just got to get it straight down. Quick. Get it both started here. I don't know, maybe my ratchet will fit in there. No, it won't. So this is all wrench. And the last one. Okay, we're ready now for the pistons. But before we put the pistons in, I gotta come up with a plan how to hone these. See, I don't have a hone, a brake hone. We're gonna do something a little different. We don't need much of a scrubbing either. From the one I looked at the rings. Let me shut the camera off at this point. Is that it? Well, I went to put the pistons in with this cylinder block bolted down. Found out there's no way the rods go through the hole here. I had to take it off again. There's my ring compressor, and here's the problem. I can't get it squished out enough, and then we have this little lip here, little tapered lip here, so when you go to slide the piston in, you can't get it straight into the chamber. So I haven't tried number 1 yet, because on number 2, when I was going in, found the problem trying to get it in, wondering why I couldn't get it, why it wasn't going. Like with a normal engine, 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder, or V8, the pistons are so big that you don't worry about it. So that's what happened to the rings. So that brought this to a dead halt, as far as I can go. I don't want to attempt this one ending up the same way. And I'll be darn lucky if I can find a set of rings for this. Good luck in finding a set of rings. So at this point, I may as well say that's as far as I can go on this compressor. I think we're history on this. If I do find a set, I'll continue and finish the video off. So with that being said, this will conclude this portion of this video, and thanks for watching. Don't forget, please subscribe, help my channel out, comment, hit the notification button, because there will be very few videos this year that I make. And until the next one, adios.